I'll be putting up the presentation. Jack, would you like to take over? Everybody put your hands together for Jack.
Cool. All right, so raise your hand if you've been in a car accident. Raise your hand. Keep your hands up if you've been in a car accident in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years in Lexington. Guess what? I've got your data. So let's talk about it. So, my name is Jack Cady, and you might wonder, how did I get into this whole mess? Am I involved with the city? No. Am I involved with the state? Also no. Do I have anything to do with roads or police or anything? No. Batting 1,000, gang. So I worked at the University of Kentucky, did that for a long time until I'm here, and was dismissed from that job as part of the department merger, so a little bit after 19 years, then became a data scientist. Moved around, worked in Los Angeles for a while, but now most of my work is private contracting, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the background for me. What I do, I eat, sleep, breathe data. If you talk to me about it, I will talk ceaselessly. So, what are we talking about today? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the data sources. So, the Lexington City Portal is where I'm going to get the shape files that you'll see. So the shapes of streets and things that you'll see in this viz are from the Lexington Fed portal. That's super easy. It's easy to download. Weather data I got from Weather Underground, which I've scraped over 50 years of hourly weather data. So a lot of weather data. Climate change is real. And then finally, most of the data you'll be seeing is from the Kentucky State Police, which was a huge pain in the ass, which took several consecutive days worth of downloading to get. So, and to show you, there's some problems with that data. You'll notice here is our data. And you might notice this huge gaping hole in 2012. That was because apparently it just doesn't exist anymore. So the 2012 data is completely missing from the data set. And as a matter of fact, actually, when reviewing this data, I found out that the city police only have about a 10-year retention. So actually, you can't find the 2013 data that I have archived here. You're welcome. Or this 2011 data. So there's stuff in here that you just can't get anymore. That's why archiving is important, folks. So, why does this matter? Why do collisions matter? I was told by police when I worked in the state originally that there are no accidents, only collisions. So we'll refer to it as collisions for the course of this. So the blue line here is the collisions per year. You'll notice again, I've just cropped 2012 out of all this data, so there's a lot of weird 2012, this will never appear. But see pretty consistently, you see our one little drop there. Guess what year that was? That's COVID. Nobody drove. But then the orangish line here, that is actually the total number of fatalities due to traffic collisions. This does not necessarily include pedestrians or cyclists. Use that as a caveat. But this bottom line here represents the percentage of deaths to collisions, like deaths over total number of collisions. So you can see for 2013 we hit a record high for deaths per collisions. So, what causes all that? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about weather. The majority of collisions that happen in Lexington happen in what I would call suboptimal conditions. That is, I define optimal as clear and sunny. If it's not clear and sunny, well, is it really optimal? I lived in LA, trust me, it's not. So you'll see what we end up getting with this. So this graph didn't end up making it to the final cut, but it's important to see your optimal conditions here only about 42% of collisions happen during optimal times. So you get so basically bad weather, wind fingers, is responsible for about 15% increase in collision rates. So if it's raining or it's dark, about 15% of collisions. So, what about speed? Right? This is a fun one. So this is actually, again, this was just a straight download from the Lexington data portal. So that is, I just think it's a cool graphic. Those are streets that are colored by speed limits. Any guesses based on this, as you might have seen from last night, any guess what the median speed in Lexington, Kentucky is?
30.
30. Okay, anybody else?
45.
25.
28.
Okay, 25 miles an hour. The median speed. How many people drove 25 miles an hour here today?
80.
Nobody. I can tell you. And if you look at averages, and so I personally like a median when you're dealing with a lot of data like this, and you normalize the data a little bit more. Averages, it's about 29 miles an hour. So slightly faster on the average, but then again, you're also including I-75. So, bumps the average up a little bit. This is really the meat and potatoes. So, this is a pixelated sort of representation of all collisions in Lexington. I'll show you a better, more honed-in version of this shortly. Our little graph right here at the top right, that is day of week, time of day down the side. You'll notice the block of the working week here. It's there. So a lot of people get in collisions more frequently coming back from work, right? Everybody just wants to get home, right? So you see a lot more of those afternoon collisions than you see of the morning collisions. You also just happen to see that people like to leave work a little early on Fridays. So, now here, this is by day, right? This is individual days. So there was this individual day in 2017 when there were 153 car accidents in the city of Lexington. Big peak there. You might notice that these peaks are happening pretty cyclically. Anybody think to yourself, what is that? So, any guesses? Any guesses of what might be causing those big time change? Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Sports or snow? People do.
Sports or snow? Sports or snow? Okay.
You can't move in.
You can't move in. That's it. Pretty good guesses. Pretty good guesses, gang. Turns out, approximately 85% of the highest lows correlate to a University of Kentucky ball game of some kind. 34 of the 40 top days out of that data set, the last 12 years were either, well, they were a ball game of some kind. So there were football, basketball, and there was one baseball, but I don't think too many people tailgate baseball. I don't know. It is the way it is. So, this is because I just really like AI and I wanted to put a guest slide up here. They're not taking our jobs anytime soon, it's fine. So, for the next little bit, I would like everyone to guess, what of these three sets of age ranges, 16 to 20, 20 to 25, or 35 plus, are responsible for the majority of car accidents in Lexington? I'm hearing a lot of 35 plus. Teenagers, okay, yeah, I mean, we all know that they're awful.
They are awful.
I will tell you, for the next slide, that insurance companies are right. 21-year-olds actually are responsible for 7% of all car accidents in Lexington, more than 7%. However, given the ranges, you'll notice that at 21, there's a lot of accidents, but then they get better. Oh yeah, they get better. Until they get to middle age. In which case, I call it the middle age plateau, where no one really gets any better at driving. Crashing each other. the middle age plateau, and then, well, then, you know.
Quit driving.
Then you either quit driving or natural causes. Okay. So those pesky kids, they're drinking, right? They gotta be drinking. Well, here's the breakdown. This is everyone that had over a 0.001 blood alcohol content, split medians by age and by blood alcohol content. Women, and then we had women, men, and then there was unknown or third division in there. But it was not statistically significant, so it couldn't be included. So you'll see the median for ladies is 29, the median for guys is 32. You know, after college, what do you got to do but just keep drinking? We are at a bar. Sit in your bar. Women, it's kind of hard to see. Keep hitting the button. It's kind of hard to see, but about 0.185 is the median blood alcohol content for women, 0.183, 0.185 for men. That is approximately not quite twice the legal limit. You will see, I didn't do averages because, well, there are certain people on here, like this 58, 59-year-old gentleman who had a 0.41. That is more than 4 times the legal limit. Unbelievable. And these two 30-year-olds, two 30-year-old ladies with almost 4 times the legal limit at 0.397. So yeah. So I thought, okay. I'm interested in cars. They have cars in the state. Well, I'm just curious about something. So I threw all the cars on here, but realistically what this shows is just a population, right? These are the most popular cars, no biggie, most popular models. But then I thought, well, what about hit and runs and insurance and all that kind of stuff? Interestingly enough, if you look at who gets suspected of drinking, Chevys go to the top of the list. Jumps up several percentage points. More importantly, you really see the pickup trucks of the world, the F-150s, the Ram pickups, the Silverados, a lot of those come up. Interestingly, I don't have a slide for this, but all this data is fully explorable, by the way. But if someone is uninsured, they are twice as likely to hit and run, by the way. So, okay. So what do you really look at? Most dangerous, right? Tonight, the role of Fox News is played by me. What's the most dangerous thing that's scary to sleep tonight? Okay. Where do most accidents happen? Nicholasville Road. By a landslide. Close. So, what we have here, the first column is length of road. The second column is distinct count of incidents. That's our crashes. Then we have the next one, which is collisions by length, right? What I would call danger by length. Danger. And then, of course, 7. So, Nicholasville Road easily, but also Nicholasville Road quite harsh. We go the other direction, collisions by length, Ironworks Pike. Now, I filtered this to just places that had at least 20 collisions. Now, again, this is over about 10 plus years. So that's only 2 a year, so that's not wild. I can filter this down pretty a lot more, but you still see Bryan Station Road next to the top, Russell Cave Road. But lastly, of course, if we look at most deadly, West New Circle Road. And if anybody's been paying attention to the news lately, and the city of Lexington is actually on top of this. They're actually fixing it. We zoom in. Oops. Oh my goodness. This doesn't have my last slide. Okay. I thought this was a lot, Vaughn. I'm sorry. I put one more slide in here that's a zoom in of that. I can show you later. But since I don't have that, anyway, it's right here. It's a little hard to see, but here's this little, that is the section. I can show you a better screenshot on my laptop. I can actually show you all this data on my laptop. But I've gone through this quickly because I know we're going to have a lot of questions, and I know you like links. It's so much better if you didn't see that. So in this data, you'll see act like it's the first time. The police collusion queries. I've already downloaded all this data. It's available for all of you to read and peruse as you like. There's also the Fayette County data, and then of course the link to this entire publicly available database. So everything I've shown you, almost all the slides, are available. They're public. And if you get to them, you might think to yourself, questions? So let's do questions.
Well, let's clap first.
I will say for download, you can download this presentation, which has links to everything, including the data viz, all the data sets, everything you want to know. Also, just if you want to explore this data personally, got my laptop with all the raw data on it here with me tonight. Do we have questions?
I'm sorry, I was here to say, everybody give a round of applause to Jack. Before we ask any questions, I do want to make this announcement, but Jack was the first, I can do this now. He was the first person to get on the Nerd Nite Lexington Linktree and say he wanted to help and volunteer for Nerd Nite. So, your resident volunteer is here.
I'm responsible for nothing.
He's responsible for a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. But and I'm really, before anything even happens, I'm just gonna say I really truly appreciate it because when all this is done and I wrap everything up, I still gotta drive back home. You guys get to chill here and drink more and say, oh man, walk to the car, Uber home. I don't Uber home, I gotta drive home. And I gotta eat. That's why I was at the bar and didn't even get to take a picture of your presentation. But while you guys are doing questions, I am gonna stand back and take some pictures because I totally missed the opportunity. Questions?
Questions? Yes, in the back.
What's the most dangerous read by fatality?
By fatalities, that's probably because of the high rate of fatalities, and because there's not that many section on one particular road, it's still probably going to be Westminster Road because that is the high. And the data that we were looking at was filtered to just the last 2 years. That last slide was just the last 2 years of data. I filtered it down, so there are more fatalities in other places. But as far as consolidation, probably Westminster Road is still probably the top. Other questions?
So when you were talking about comparing accidents that were during optimal weather versus suboptimal weather, so I'm just curious how you came up with the statistics. Like, so for example, like if you were saying anything cloudy or anything night, wouldn't there be way more accidents in suboptimal because there is a larger group of time that would be considered suboptimal. So how did you quantify that? Did you go into
Right. I didn't. So that's the cool part about data is you can just do whatever you want with it.
Right.
No, I was looking for any particular weather patterns that stood out. I was like, okay, well, can we all just agree that clear and sunny is nice?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's pretty easy sell. And so basically I said, okay, well, not clear, not sunny, not nice. So I didn't, even though you do have, depending on time of year and things like that,
Sure.
I can look at it by time of year, but I didn't find, unfortunately, I don't know if it's just, and this data comes again, this is how, city data that gets reported to the state police, and this is a state police repository. They actually have this data for every single county in the state. But it took a long damn time to get just Fayette. I wanted to do more, but listen, it's just too much. But yeah, so I'd love to do more exploration of that, and I can give it to you guys. You guys can go nuts on it. Other questions about traffic collisions? Yes.
Why did it take a long time? Because
Why did it take a long time to pull the data?
yeah.
Because the state police query site takes, I can only do it in small chunks. I can do it in 3-month chunks. So I had to parse out the last 12 years every 3 months. It took about 8 to 15 minutes per chunk.
And now we can all have it.
And now you can all have it. So sadly I don't have soap, but I just have data. That's what I have Any other questions about collisions? If you want to look up your own crash, I've got it. I can find it. It's pretty easy. I looked at my daughter's here.
Is it tied to actual individual names and everything?
There are not names. There are genders, ages, automobiles. So if you know, like, oh, I crashed on December 27th of 2015, I crashed in this location. It's not hard. Like, there's not that many crashes on a particular day at one particular time.
I think it took me 5 minutes to
Yeah.
find mine.
Yeah, like it took me about 5 minutes. Yes.
What about the correlation between like day and nighttime? You know, they always say nothing good happens after 1 o'clock. And in the morning.
The question was correlation between day and nighttime, different KPIs. How do you identify those crashes?
Sure. So there are just less people driving at night. If we go back to the one where we have that. Oops, too far. That. You can see, compared to, I mean, it drops off about like a third. So you have like a third fewer people driving at night. Because I don't know traffic, I don't know how many people were on the road. Like, I don't have like traffic count numbers. Can't really say. But just most people go home, and a lot of people don't leave home. You know, so that's kind of the night versus day. Other questions? Yes.
So, we're all scared of Nicholas Road, right?
Good.
But yeah, so like, what are some of the safer spokes like with New Circle?
I gotta go home. Stay away from Nicholasville Road, correct?
Yes.
All right.
It's not on your
And New Circle.
You're good. It's not on your
And New Circle.
Perfect. What are some of the safer roads to drive on in Lexington?
driveway.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you that, let's see if I can go to it. Out of the main, you would say the spokes of Lexington, there's not a lot of good options. Honestly, once you get outside of New Circle, things clear up significantly. Bryan Station, for instance, is actually really great after you get past New Circle. It's getting to the New Circle lip, and that's where a lot of things happen. I mean, as you can see, that's where a lot of things happen. I was looking for collisions in downtown, right? Like, I thought people, all the time in downtown, your cars slide and hit each other. And that's just because there's a lot of streets. It doesn't happen that much. Yes.
Have you thought about showing this data to the Department of Transportation if they can fix this problem?
That's a really good question. Everybody go ahead and clap to that one. How can you cash in? Okay, have you thought about showing this data to the Department of Transportation?
I've talked with several people. There are several people that want to put me in touch with city planning. I can tell you that I looked at similar data several years ago in regards to collisions with cyclists and pedestrians. That was about 7 to 8 years ago. And I went to give it to city employees, and they said, "Jack, what do you want for this?" And I said, "Some fucking bike lanes, please." So there are certain people I'm trying to get to. There's some people that are putting me in touch with some people in the bike commission and some places like that that are interested in getting on this. If anybody knows anybody, give them my number.
And the
So,
one box.
come talk to me. Other questions about collisions? About pain in the ass day? Yes.
What inspired you to collect this
No, I
data?
haven't heard it.
What was your inspiration to collect all of this data and put it together for a presentation? Right? Good.
I actually run a data visualization blog. So I do this for fun, as well as for work. So I'm a data scientist at work, and then when I get off, I'm also a data scientist. And I can't turn it off. So,
Miss Tilly, she was my
yeah, my daughter, she'll tell you, it doesn't stop. I never shut up. We counted Halloween candy in our house. So okay, we do a localized distribution of Halloween candy. I've got the pictures. And jelly.
Yes.
Like a vampire with salt. It's terrible. But yeah, so I did it because I see a subject that I'm interested in. And like I said, I looked at this about 7, 8 years ago. And I thought, you know what, I could probably do a better job now than I did then. So I did it again. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, other questions about collisions, about recommended stuff? Anything else? Okay. Cool.
Everybody put your hands together. Everybody put your hands together for the co-host, Jack. It was a lovely nerd night. I'm glad everybody showed up. I'm also glad that there was only 30 freebie tickets. I think there should be 40. If you guys scan that QR code now, you can go and look on the Eventbrite. Also, please, while we're here and I haven't wrapped up, scan it, follow the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, all the things that get clipped can be seen, watched, and shared, because that's what normally happens after this. People say, oh my gosh, you should have been there last night. This guy Jack, he talked about, and I forgot. But it's on YouTube now. So you can always go to YouTube and share. And all this good data is out there for everybody to say, hey, holler at that guy. He knows what's going on. Stay away from the Circle Road. Nicholasville Road. In Melbourne. And damn near everything in Lexington. Other than that, you guys be good. Close your tabs. Go get something from the bar. And have a good night. See you.